Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about community characteristics which are species richness, dominance, diversity, abundance, vertical stratification, ecotone and age effect. Biological composition and characteristics of a community has the following characteristics. A. Composition. On the basis of understanding the structure of the community, the frequency, density, and abundance of different types of species are measured. Dominance. The type of community is determined by the dominant species. One or more of these species either occupy a large area or are found in large numbers and are called dominant species. Diversity shows community diversity which is composed of different species of plants and animals in different groups which may belong to different developmental forms or life forms and are prevalent in essentially the same environmental environment. Diverse communities are healthy and stable communities. Periodicity. The dominant species of the community are studied at different seasons of the year to determine the various life processes like reproduction, growth, and respiration. Periodicity is defined in nature as the manifestation and repetition of various life processes annually at regular intervals. Stratification. Within ecological communities, the habitat arrangement in the form of layers is called stratification. Stratification of the two different types of communities can be different, such that the lake community represents horizontal stratification while mountain plant communities follow vertical stratification. Ecotone and age effect. Ecotones are easily identifiable marginal zones of vegetation separating identifiable marginal zones of vegetation separating two different types of communities. The species diversity is higher in the ecotone than in the surrounding communities. This phenomenon of greater intensity and variation at the common junction is defined as an age effect. Ecological niche. Ecological niche is defined as the role or function of a species in its ecosystem. In the ecological complex, different plants and animals of different species differ in their function and their combined interaction with other species in their environment is called its ecological space. In other words, it can also be defined as the smaller habitat of a single species within a larger habitat in which it lives. E. P. Odom defines and separates ecological niche and habitat by saying that ecological niche is the occupation of the species within the ecosystem, while habitat is its address. Community productivity. Community productivity is defined as the net storage of energy and production of biomass per unit time by the community. Biological stability. Biological stability is the ability of a community to regain its equilibrium after disturbances causing population fluctuations. The stability of a community directly depends on the diversity of the community. In 1994, Krebs described communities in 5 characteristics that can be studied, namely growth form and life form, described in the first section. Species richness, dominance, relative abundance, and trophic structure. Other major types of factors that constitute the structure of a community are as follows. Species richness. is given as the number of a species in a community. The count of different species in an ecological habitat, landscape, or community represents species richness. It doesn't give an indication about species abundance or relative abundance of species. For example, beetles are counted from a pea trap, etc. Sample heterogeneity and species number affect species richness. If the samples are collected from different environments and habitats, then the collected data is more for species richness. Thus, sampling should be done over larger areas as more heterogeneous environment prevails and larger population size. Species richness helps in estimating the conservation values of a landscape or habitat by relative comparisons. Although it doesn't consider the type of species, areas with rare species have higher conservation values than similar species that are commonly found. Species diversity. The major biodiversity measurements are species richness, the Shannon-Warner Index, and the Simpson Index. Species diversity includes two factors: species homogeneity and species richness, that is, number of species. Species parity indicates the relative abundance of each species. There are three types of plant species in both communities that show the same species richness but differing relative abundances. In the community 1, species A, B, and C are equal in proportion, 3 each indicating high species homogeneity, indicating high species diversity. The two species in the community have a higher to C ratio, indicating low species similarity and species diversity. Diversity index. In a given community, the diversity of species can be measured mathematically by the diversity index. The measurement of diversity index depends on species abundance and species richness. Species abundance is given as the number of organisms per species, and species richness is given as the number of species in the community. Information Statistics Index and Dominance Index are two types of diversity index given as Shannon Index and Simpson Index respectively. The Shannon Index is based on the assumption that samples are randomly collected and that all species are represented in that randomly collected sample. It is an information statistics index. The Simpson Index is largely dependent on the dominant or common species and thus is a dominance index. In this type of index, a few rare species with only a few representatives doesn't produce a significant difference in the measurement of diversity. In 1949, Edward A. Simpson introduced the Simpson Index, which measures the extent of concentration when organisms are classified. In 1950, Oris C. Horfindal rediscovered the same index. In 1945, Albert O. Hirschman had already introduced the square root of the index. Therefore, the Simpson Index in ecology is also called the Horfindal-Hirschman Index or the Horfindal Index in economics. The Gini-Simpson index represents its change in contrast to the probabilities of the entities of the same type taken at random in the original Simpson index equals. In ecology, it is also called PIE or interspecific encounter probability dominance. Different species interact with each other in a community, and in some communities, the interaction results in the dominance of a dominant species in a single species or group. Organisms that dominate others are called dominant. The ratio of the biomass or abundance of a species or taxon to other interacting species or taxon in a community in ecology. It is the dominant species that defines the ecological community. For example, Alnus glutinosa alder is the dominant tree in the woodland regions of Western Europe. They are used to classifying or identify the type of ecology. In a community, we can consider a community as dominant on the basis of the following. Either they occupy maximum space of the community habitat, or have the highest biomass, or play an important role in nutrient cycling, contribute maximum to energy flow, or control other community organisms. Sometimes numerically abundant makes organisms superior and dominant, but not always necessary. The microclimate within the community also influences this system and complicates the system by contributing more dominant species or microclimate. Microclimates have local environmental differences such as nutrient levels, moisture, topographic location, etc. It is only how influential and important a species is in shaping the structure and function of a species that determines its dominance. Sometimes a low density group of species or even a single species may be dominant. Keystone species. The dominant species, plant or maybe animals, play significant and unique roles and the community structure and function that have a significant impact relative to its abundance are called keystone species. These keystone species have very intense interspecies associations, thus controlling the number and types of other species in the community. Therefore, if we remove the keystone species, the community will shift dramatically to the new form and differ from its original structure and function. A classic example of a keystone species is a Pistor oraceus or starfish. This starfish is a keystone predator and the only natural predator for mussels, sea urchins, and many other shellfish. Therefore, we remove starfish, the population of mussels or urchins that migrate to the community will increase in an uncontrolled manner. Another example involves a prey predator system, where small predators such as weevil E. leconte joy feed on herbaceous species called watermephils. E. watermephilia can kill off major plant species in a settled community. But this predator E. leconte, which is E, controls the watermephil from doing so by feeding it. E. watermephil prey numbers are small and thus a lower density of predator E. watermephil is required. But if predators are taken out of the community, hunting will increase dramatically, causing the community's dominant species to disappear and thus By eliminating small numbers of predators, the community character can no longer change without its true dominant species. This example indicates that dominant species directly control community character, but keystone species indirectly alter community character. Several approaches are used to determine ecological dominance. If a sample is collected from a large area, then represents the abundance of the species compared to the individuals of the larger number of species found, and its distribution within the ecosystem is called relative species abundance. Relative abundance. When the total abundance of all organisms is compared to the numerically abundant number of a species, it is called species relative abundance. If a sample is collected from a large area, then represents the abundance of the species compared to the individuals of the larger number of species found, and its distribution within the ecosystem is called relative species abundances. Relative dominance. Dominance among species of the same size can be measured by a species occupying the entire territory of the community. Relative frequency. In species of different sizes, dominance is measured by relative frequency. The essence of these three measurements is to assign a significant value to each species. These values of species earned them a place in a list, and index species are species with a high degree of a critical value. The frequency of occurrence of a species in all sample sets are sporadic or locally abundant is called incidence, which is related to abundance. If the incidence or frequency is low, but the species abundance in the sample is high, then it is said to be sporadically abundant. How to measure and calculate relative species abundance? There are many types of sampling methods such as track count, spotlight count, monitoring point pressure, roadkill counts, and plant cover for plant species, etc. And the relative abundance of the community is calculated as relative abundance of species is equals to number of species from a sample by total number of all specimen species. Ecotone. Two integrated communities meet in a transitional zone called an ecotone. The transition zone between ecosystems such as grassland and forest creates a regional ecotone, and between forest and plain creates a local ecotone which can be wide or maybe narrow. This ecotone can manifest as clear boundaries along homogeneous surfaces or in gradual blending forms between two communities, creating ecotones when the physical environment changes, for example from forest to clean land, creating a clear and sharp interface between two communities. Furthermore, a gradual mixed interface is formed when both unique local species and species are found together for an interacting community. For example, in mountain ranges, most are wetlands ecotones, for example, the woodlands of Western Europe. Ecotone type: halocline, gradient salinity; thermocline, temperature gradient; pycnoline, water density gradient. Then last one is chemocline, chemical shield. Features 1. A sharp vegetative transition. For example, a change in grass colors indicates an ecotone. Physiology, a key indicator of the ecotone where plant species differ physiologically. Changes in species is indicative of ecotone where we see some specific organisms on one side of the ecotone boundary while some other specific organisms on the other side. Spatial mass effect. New plant establishment or migration obsesses an ecotone because they cannot form self-sustaining population in different ecotones. But if survival occurs between two communities, species richness is demonstrated by the ecotone. An ecotone can reveal the space sharing efficiency of two communities and the types of biomes by observing the abundance of alien species in the ecotone. Based model for studying diverse ecosystem. The change in dominance is indicated by the ecotone. The ecotone acts as an ecological niche for the species that settle at the junction, which is called the edge effect. Then last one is ecocline, a physical transition zone between biological systems called an ecoline belongs to the ecotone. It refers to physico-chemical environmental changes microclimatically or chemically to an ecotone through signals such as hydrothermal, salinity, or gradient of pH respectively. In edge effect ecology, the ecotone refers to the change in population that constitute a community structure allowing for greater biodiversity at the boundaries of merged habitats and is called the Shore effect. When two habitats are separated by intelligent edge effects called ecotones, they develop their own types of vegetation and environmental conditions. Types of edge effect. Narrow edge effect, the abrupt end of one housing from where the other housing begins is a narrow edge effect. Then wide edge effect. The critical distance between two habitats is represented as a wide edge effect or ecotone. Then induced edge effect. Structural changes are induced over time either by human intervention or natural disturbance, for example fire, and lead to induced edge effect. Inherent edge effect. The boundary between two habitats is separated and fixed by natural features called the inherent edge effect. Perforated edge effect. There are gaps in the distance between two housings that help support the other housings. Convoluted edge effect. A non-linear split of two housings result in a complex edge effect. Edge effect on succession when vegetation spreads. Succession is affected by edge effect. Different species colonize in the central parts or up to the shore, which leads to the distribution of different species. The edges also change with the change in orientation, thus participating in different vegetation patterns. Other structural factors may include seasonal and diurnal fluctuations. The population fluctuates in communities over space and time. Pattern diversity. Pattern diversity, the community is organized on the basis of pattern diversity. The patterns can be horizontal separation or vertical stratification, etc.